Hello everyone! Recently I applied for an academic conference with a bold idea to present a new academic methodology. I got accepted, so now I have to actually do it. I have around 3 months to formalize a new methodology and develop a software that I will use to present it. That's fun. Therefore, I want to share my efforts and struggles in a series of what you can call scholarly devlogs. I want to somehow document the process of developing such a chaotic and complex idea. Alright, to have some visuals on what on earth I'm even talking about, take a look at this. This is a 3D model I prepared of one type of kamishibai, or Japanese paper theater. This type is called Tachi-e, or standing pictures kamishibai. It used these paper puppets that had one state of motion drawn in the front and another state of motion at the back. By rotating the puppets, they could produce simple animation or manual actuation if you prefer. By combining and manipulating multiple such puppets, street performers were able to present quite complex stories. These stories were organized into acts inspired by theater and was all inserted in a miniature theater stage. Therefore, the name kamishibai is very fitting as it is literally a paper form of theater. Okay, kinda cool, right? So Tachi-e, that's the story. But now, take a look at this. This is also called kamishibai, but it's another type. It's sometimes called Hira-e, or flat picture kamishibai, and instead of paper puppets, it uses these big stiff picture cards with illustrations only on one side. These essentially serve as slides. They are displayed in succession to tell a story visually. It's like a slideshow or a picture book, but it is combined with complex vocal narration, music, and it is performed live in public. Cool, so what I'm trying to analyze about these two is how did Tachi-e transform into Hira-e? How do paper puppets turn into big flat pictures? And you may think it was a linear change. The paper puppets were very hard to coordinate, they used complex choreographies, so replacing them with a set of slides just simplifies the whole setup. You can depict such linear change on a diagram as two nodes with a simple directional line, Tachi-e transforming into Hira-e. That makes sense, and it's partly true, but also not really, and it didn't happen. So one immediate complication is that Hira-e didn't just replace Tachi-e overnight as a better and more convenient solution. Instead, both of these forms coexisted and were performed independently on the streets of Japan throughout the 1930s. So already our simple diagram doesn't tell the whole story. To depict their coexistence, we have to include the time dimension. So let's say that the horizontal axis will be time, and thus the nodes can be prolonged, turning into timelines instead of points. Like so. Now we can see that they overlapped and coexisted for around 8 years or so, and then Hira-e just took over and persisted. That's all nice and dandy, but there is another question. These two forms share the name kamishibai, but do they share the same origin? Did the flat pictures really emerge from the puppets as an improvement or specialization, or did they maybe have different origins altogether and simply happen to share the same name? And this is the core of the problem. Despite the same label and obvious similarities, these two storytelling forms actually originated from different groups of media, what we call different media ecologies. Tachi-e was strongly connected to kabuki theater, interactive prints, and magic lanterns, while Hira-e was strongly connected to cinema, illustrated magazines, and picture books. Do you see the problem? They are quite different sets of media, and relationships between them become messy really fast. To describe that, we use the words connected to cinema or resembling theater, but what does that really mean? How do we represent one form borrowing traits from another or converging with other forms? Which relationship is stronger? Which came first, and how and why? And how? This is the core challenge of my proposed methodology. I want to develop an intuitive way of mapping these kind of relationships in culture, to make them feel less abstract, maybe quantify them so they are also more measurable. The whole point is to capture and visualize the historical evolution of communication media, to showcase their beautiful complex network of relationships that is formed between them. And I call this methodology Media Phylogeny. If you want to hear more about the project and see me suffer, I am planning to cover my progress in two aspects. First, developing the interactive software using JavaScript, specifically WebGL and 3.js. These will be used to handle the diagrams and 3D model previews. And second, developing the theory. As it is a non-existent methodology, I do have to research the neighboring sciences and borrow ideas from them. It will be mainly a combination of media studies, biological phylogenetics, and graph theory, and hopefully they will mix somehow. Subscribe for more and see you soon!